everyone. It's Wednesday. Thank you very much. It's time for our Rivalry Sports Podcast. Thank you. Like and subscribe to all of our social media followers. So we appreciate all of you out there watching right now. Those of you watching on X, watching on Driving to the Top, watching on all of our platforms. Thank you for allowing us to rebuild our Twitter. We're almost not where we were. But at least I'm not bitter, right? But we appreciate you. We appreciate all of you that have followed me over, that have come back over to do that. So we appreciate all of you out there that are going ahead and checking that out as well. Check out all the fun stuff that we got going on. I'm going to get a couple channel notes here pretty soon. Genesis Notary Services in Winchester, Virginia. If you know, you know. So Genesis Notary Services is in the Winchester, VA area as well. So definitely check it out. Notary business. Lots been really busy with that lately. So I appreciate all of you in the Winchester, VA area who have helped us helped us grow that as well. So we appreciate that. That's been unexpected how fast we've grown lately. So we appreciate that in a good way. So Genesis, Harris Legal Shield. Been talking to them a lot lately. As well for various reasons. I actually too use Legal Shield. I always tell y'all to go out there and go get Legal Shield. I actually use Legal Shield. So if I have legal issues with my business, legal issues in life in general, legal issues in general for anything, it's a great resource to go ahead and use Legal Shield and get information when you have anything that pops up in life. It's a great feeling to be insured with that legal insurance, to have Legal Shield there with you. So definitely go to see Charles Harris at Legal Shield, or you can go to Harris Legal Shield on Facebook, on LinkedIn. So definitely check that out. Flagship RaverySports.company.site. We appreciate you there. Definitely check our Fanatics links. Definitely check out. We may be moving also to another platform as well for that as well. Pre-draft coverage, NFL pre-draft coverage. We're going to talk about the draft tonight for sure. Pre-draft press conference as well. So we're going to talk about that. But NFL pre-draft pre-draft stream. We're going to get on right before the draft starts. We're going to be right on at the over. I still don't know what the plan is with Driving to the Top. I'm definitely going to find out here soon. We're at the press conference today. Not a lot to go over there, but we're going to talk about it a little bit as well. So definitely check us out. RaverySports.company.site as well. April 23rd for that. Couple quick notes here as far as the channel goes. So we come to you Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, every Wednesday night. Couple things. Baseball season is more in game. We had a day game today, Wednesday day game here early in the season. So as we get deeper in the season, probably I think the first one is at the end of April, where we're going to have games at 8 o'clock in the evening games, MLB games in the evening time. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going on a little bit later. As far as the MLB. So we're going to go ahead. So we're going to let you go ahead and watch the Orioles game at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And we're going to be on some nights at 8:45, 8:50, etc. So keep that in mind. You know, a lot of you go ahead, the algorithm and everything, go ahead, cues us up right at 8 o'clock. But we'll be here a little bit later than that as well. All right. What they affectionately call the Liar's Lunch. Let's go ahead and talk about that. So the Ravens today, I don't think they said much today. And I know we call it the Liar's Lunch, whatever, but sometimes they really give out strong that's what we're all listening for, right? So we're listening to this and we're giving out strong clues and they're saying things, etc. But I didn't get that today, that they were doing that as well, that they were giving out a lot of strong clues or anything like that. The one thing I did want to mention is now this is the first one, and I mentioned it that now Jesse Minter is now the guy in charge. That Jesse Minter is the guy in charge now of the Ravens draft room as well now. So sitting there up front with Eric DeCosta, we know this. John Harbaugh is gone, and now Jesse Minter is the head guy. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's hear it from Every Dollar Counts himself, as I call him. Pulling us up right now here.
I told you I got you a hot dog.
Here it is from Every Dollar Counts, Eric DeCosta talking about the positions of need. There's an obvious one, obviously, in the draft here.
Does it have a hot dog? What did I get for?
I don't see that necessarily in this draft because I think that the fertile aspect of this draft kind of adheres to our needs or what we think maybe some of our needs. And so we look at it and it's like it's deep, it's good. The positions we need, we feel really strongly that we can address in the draft.
Yeah, you did. Okay, I guess I won't see my back either.
All right, let's hear a little bit more from the man on the sidelines when the season starts.
They do such a great job kind of setting the table for. Yeah, it's been great. I mean, the personnel staff led by Eric, I mean, they do such a great job kind of setting the table for the coaching staff. And so we come in to the process later after they've already, they've been doing this year round, and so we come into the process later. My vision for the coaches was, let's talk about what these guys can do, whether it's a first round pick or a fifth round pick or a seventh round pick. Let's find guys that have.
Jesse Minter looks like he could be on a soap opera or something. Looking at him, like it's like now replacing Kane Ashby is Jesse Minter.
Have traits that we can work with, that we'd be excited to work with. Feel like the coaching staff's done a really good job with that. And then on draft night, man, it's let this guy do his job, and be there to support and be there to talk through things and think through things. Be a sounding board, but let the guy do the great job that he does. And I know that we're going to end up with great players. Yeah, it's been great. I mean,
all right, you get it. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of word salad during that. They really didn't, I thought, overall kind of reveal much of anything. I would say this. The two things that do takeaways that I do have as far as that. One, Eric DeCosta now, clearly, we've seen it several times. I don't know when the season starts, but Eric DeCosta clearly looks like, more than I've ever seen without John Harbaugh, the guy in charge in the room, for sure. Eric's running this. Eric, looked like the guy. He was the first person speaking as well. I think that's clearly like this. So Jesse Minter is still kind of getting himself. That's a big takeaway for me. The obvious need is offensive line. That's obvious. I can't put up any other players on the board on the Raven Sports, on the Twitter page, on the X page, anywhere, Facebook, wherever we do posting, wherever we do content. Somebody's always in there. It's got to be an offensive lineman. So I think that's clearly the need. I think that's the way it's going to go to. I don't think Vega-Loney, I've been mocking him several times. That's the obvious one. I think Spencer Fano is obviously in play for that as well, getting a Spencer Fano in the draft. And I don't think the teams ahead of them are going to do that either. The big concern I think that I have, and I think they have, is somebody jumps in right ahead of them. That I could see. the Squealers or the Texans or somebody else wanting an offensive lineman goes right ahead of Baltimore and take a pick. That's probably the big concern, but we will see. But it's obvious offensive line. Center, I think, is another one as well. There's no centers here early. I think all things being center, they love to take a center in the first round to replace Tyler Linderbaum. There isn't really one in the first really 2 rounds, maybe. 45, it's probably, you might see it, but it's possible you may not have a center pick till like 60 in this draft. So we'll see. Second, third round is what the Ravens could do there as well. But definitely that's it, the pre-draft presser. New regime. So let's see how it looks on draft day. So next week, we got the NFL draft next Thursday. Definitely, I will be working it all day from morning to night. Be working on the draft, listening to the things, getting ready for the stream as well. All right. So let's get it popping with the tiers. So NFL tiers is going on. NFL, National Football League. So last week we talked about which teams got better, which teams got worse, which teams got good, which teams got bad. So now here we are. Elite. Who's actually going to be good this year? Who's actually not? So these are pre-draft rankings. These aren't always like power rankings, exactly 1, 2, 3, 4. But it gives you an idea. The group of teams at the top, the group of teams in the middle. We're going to do this with the MLB a little early. MLB is crazy right now. But look, we've had the draft. We haven't had the draft yet. We've had free agency. We've had things. This is what it looks like right now. This is what the teams look like on paper here at the start as well. That, by the way, is just the thumbnail. That is not the ranking for this as well. All right, here we go. So these are the best teams in the NFL right now. Based on going into the 2026 season, I think these teams are at the top of the food chain in the league. We're all laughing about Mike Vrabel and everything that happened with him and Diane Rossini. I don't think that'll go away for him in terms of that. I mean, there'll be some jokes or whatever. That'll be the end of that. Patriots still have a really good team. Drake May, I think, is emerging into one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. The defense, I think, is top shelf. I think Vrabel's defense is always top shelf as well. I still think if they can get A.J. Brown, I think that would help them a lot. But the Patriots, I think, are right there in the elite teams. Buffalo's still there. They're going to say that. They are – I think they're on their P's and Q's because they went ahead and they fired the head coach, even though he went to the divisional round. So Joe Brady's got his work cut out for him. Josh Allen is still right there as well. They did go out and get DJ Moore. I think that's huge for him. So their offense is good defensively. I think they've been solid. So they're right there. It's going to be harder with them with New England in the same division. The Broncos, I think a lot of people think this is the best team in the NFL. I don't have any question about that. Bo Nix did have an injury. So at the end of the last season, I think that's a real thing. But you got a great coach, Sean Payton. Your offense is, I think, is coming around with Jalen Waddle in the offseason. The defense, I think, may be the best in the entire league. Emerging, it's still pretty young. It's right there. Philly, slippage with Philly. I think they're the 6th of the 6th because their offensive line, I think, is getting older. I don't know what the problem is with Hurts. I think a good thing with Philly, though, is I don't know how much in their division they have to go against them to really unseat them. I think that sometimes matters. Definitely Philly. The Rams, I mean, if Denver isn't the best team in the league, I think the Rams might be. Rams getting Trent McDuffie, for God's sakes, to go along with that outstanding offense they have. Stafford, I think, is aging like fine wine. Top, best quarterback in the NFC, maybe the best in the league right now. MVP season last season. Issues with Nakua. I'm not worried about that. They're going to score with McVay. I think the Rams are just fantastic. And the Seahawks, you got to put the Seahawks because they won the Super Bowl. They're the team holding the Lombardi Trophy. They did lose Kenneth Walker. I think that's going to hurt him some, but they're an elite team. We know how good the Seahawks are. Solid playoff. So these teams are good, solid playoff teams. Not necessarily elite, but good teams. The Squealers, predicated on them getting Aaron. I think Aaron will be there. They did win the division last year. I think if they can keep Aaron, I think they can be about where they are. I think that's a good, solid playoff team, about 10-6. Also, to think the teams in their division aren't as good at the bottom. I don't think there's going to be a lot of fight this year. I think it's going to be two to the post Ravens and Steelers in this division, just like the old days as well. So, good, solid playoff team, not necessarily an elite team. Ravens kind of same. I think they're the one team that could probably jump up in the draft and see what happens as well. But they got rid of the coach, Jesse Minter. They got rid of the coach, John Harbaugh. They brought in Jesse Minter as well. They got to get healthy on defense. If they can get Matabuke, they did bring in Trey Hendrickson. But they were underachieving last year. So I think that's a real thing as far as putting them in an elite category. They were 8-9. They lost at the last game of the regular season. But I'd be surprised if they're not in the serious playoff contention. Texans are really good as well. I'm a buyer in D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans looks like a really another version of Mike Tomlin as well. So D'Amico Ryans, good defensive coach. Team's defense is good. Defense, maybe them or Denver, best team, best defense in the league. Offensive line is a mess, and their quarterback seems to be regressing. So that's probably why they're not in the elite category. But still a buyer as far as them going to the playoffs. I mean, that's what they've been doing as well. Chargers, same. Maybe a little bit of heat on Jim Harbaugh out there in Los Angeles as well. Can't get the team past the next round. Even last year, without the chefs, you still went out in the first round. So let's see if Herbert and Harbaugh and them can get past. I don't know, though. I think, again, good, solid playoff team, good, solid defense. That's it. Packers have been a good, solid playoff team. I think if it was the poster board of a good, solid playoff team, it's the Packers as well. I definitely like their coach, Matt LaFleur, even though he's been taking some heat, because, again, he's another coach that's been going out in the first round. Jordan Love has been good. I mean, I think as long as he has been healthy, so some concern there. But their offense is always going to be good enough. Micah Parsons there for a full season healthy is going to be huge for them. I definitely like Green Bay. Bears were really good last year. They are here because how much better is Caleb Williams is going to get? Here's a guy who's a number 1 overall pick. Can he take the next step? Can the Bears actually have an offense that's really good? They've lost some things on defense, so that's kind of why I would, again, team that I'd like to see him add a little bit more in the offseason, but a good, solid playoff team nonetheless. Bears. These teams, possible playoffs. So not as convinced of playoffs, but possible playoff teams here as well. Bengals, they're here, but stock down. Barrow's totally getting a pass for all these injuries. They did lose Trey Hendrickson. Their defense is not good. So that's been a problem for them the last couple years. And without Burrow, they signed Joe Flacco. They're going to be good on offense, and they usually are. So I think that's why it's possible for them. Offensively, I think they're going to score some points. Defensively, I think they're not bad. Defensively, they're not good. So they have to overcome how bad the defense is as well. Jags, I should be higher, I think, of them. I'm just not a buyer of Lawrence in terms of a long-term quarterback. I just am not a buyer. That kind of showed me kind of what I thought. Last year, they won the division. They had the good regular season, and the Buffalo Bills had knocked them out in the first round. So that's kind of what I think. Talent-wise, it's there. So Liam Cohen, I think, is a good coach. So I could be wrong about this, but I'm just having a hard time putting him higher than possible playoff. Giants, this is trending up, possible playoffs. Giants, John Harbaugh is there. I think their roster is much better than they get credit for. I think this is the team. If there is a team to beat the Eagles in that division, I think it is the Giants as well. It's a lot to overcome still. I think that's maybe a bit much, but if they got in playoff contention, got a good record, they'll have a better record as well. I'm sure of that, but that's it. Cowboys, this is kind of where they live. This is stock in the middle, kind of like decent 8-8, 7-9 ish playoff team, maybe it's kind of where they live. Dak Prescott, I think, keeps them from getting worse as well. So I don't know if they're going to do much better than right here. Yeah, they're kind of in the middle. They're kind of in the middle. Vikings, I like the Murray acquisition. I think that makes them better. How much better, we'll see. If Murray does what he's capable of doing, he's definitely, I think, finally got a really good coach, Kevin O'Connell, as well. So I'm not as low on Murray as it was. They have absolutely nothing last year with J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy, absolutely nothing. So getting the Vikings, getting a Kyler Murray, actually getting some points on the board as well. The defense is going to be top shelf. We know that with Brian Flores running away. Harrison Smith, I think, is going to retire, but I think their defense is top shelf. I think they definitely got a shot. Lions definitely got a shot. Blew them off the rose a little bit. Maybe this is a little bit low, but that division is going to be tough. I'm not sure they're better than the other teams in there. I'm not sure I think that's most of it with the Lions. They lost some pieces on the offensive line. The back end had some issues, had some injuries. They're not better than they may not be better than Green Bay, Chicago, or Minnesota. So I think that's the bigger problem. They're just in a really tough division here as well. These teams, a little bit of hope, right? So I don't know if they're going to the playoffs, but a little bit of hope. There's some hope. The hope in Tennessee is obvious. Is Cam Ward is there. And if Cam Ward can develop and become a really good NFL player, that's the hope that you have as well. So we will see another good draft pick. I guess they may get Jeremiah Love in the draft. We'll see another good offensive player and see how that does for them. The Chefs, you got Pat Mahomes, I think Mahomes will be there most of the year. So that's going to keep him out of the really bad category as well. I'm not sure they're trying to do more than that. Right now, I don't know where the Chiefs are as far as rebuilding. I don't think they're a playoff team. But with Mahomes healthy most of the season, which we figure, you can't put them too low. But I don't think they're a playoff team. I mean, from what I'm seeing right now, they have some issues. Commanders, I think, can Jayden Daniels come all the way back? That basically tanked them last year. They wrecked their season in 2025. Basically, no Jayden Daniels, a lot of injuries as well. Defense, not as good as it was. That's a real thing. 49ers, I think they were really fortunate last year. Good to do what they did. Despite the injuries, I'm giving you that. I mean, that was impressive. But they didn't play with most of the defensive starters last year. I think they're slipping. But they hasn't shown up on the field. I mean, they won 10 games last year. I do think they regressed back as well. Trent Williams is older. A lot of their line is older. A lot of guys are over 30. I'm not as convinced. Atlanta and New Orleans in their division, probably you're more encouraged by their division than anything else that they're in. Atlanta, I don't know what to say. I don't know what's good about it or bad, honestly. And not because I haven't been watching. That's kind of just the feeling I get with them. They don't have run game. They don't really have a great passer. They don't have an offensive line that's really good. They don't, but it's kind of okay-ish. And like that, Saints are still building. I think that's a real thing with them. Shout depends on how you feel about him. I know some Saints fans like him. I'm not as sold. Halfway decent as well. They're starting though to trend up. I can see this keep turning around. I think they need another year or two as well. Really rebuilding. At the end, really rebuilding. Miami. Nothing. there's nothing. There's nothing in Miami. There's nothing. The Jets. Same. They're starting Geno Smith. I don't know what they're doing. Miami, one more second. Miami, totally, this is intentional. I think they tore the team apart on purpose. I think they tore the whole team apart on purpose. So I went ahead and they did that. They tore the whole team apart. Malik Willis is there. They're just waiting. Jets. Nobody wants to go there. Quarterback Geno Smith. That's about it as well. The Browns, Shador might be good. Monken is. We're gonna find out if he can coach. I mean, if he can coach him up, that's good. We'll see. The Colts. I think. I don't know why people like the Colts. I don't like them. I've never liked them in terms of that. I think Daniel Jones is not that good. Kind of like the Saints, kind of like the Falcons in almost in a worse sense. They're not as, again, you got to have strengths to win. And I don't really see one with the Colts. They have maybe a more decent collection of players in some spots, but I don't really see a lot of really strong side of the ball like we talked about with the good teams. Raiders, obviously the number one overall pick. The number one overall picks. Fredman and Mendoza as well. We know this is a wrong rebuild for them. The Cardinals, I think Raleigh would have taken the number one pick, but they couldn't get. That's just why Kubiak turned them down as well. And Arizona is rebuilding.
I put my tray on the stove.
Somebody grab it, and that's probably the
Well, why did she grab it if it's not hers?
It was hers.
It's not. It's mine.
It had fries in it. Tree ordered fries.
Carolina is not negative. Carolina's Brown here. A little bit of hope. Bryce Young, I think, Bryce Young is a really good quarterback as well, depending on who you talk to. Decent enough quarterback, but I think Young is that division. I really don't know. I really don't know what the deal is with that division, and we will see about that as well. There you go. All right. That's it. Let's keep it rolling. All right, so right now, NBA playoffs, and I knew I was going to get to the graphic and check the score.
I'm here, but yeah. I'll just listen to the replay.
All right, so let's go ahead and check the score. Last night was a fantastic game. The Heat over the Hornets. The Hornets, I'm a little surprised. I mean, the Heat usually find a way to get out of this play-in the last couple of years and actually get the job done. So, but they didn't last night. LaMelo Ball couldn't they have a good group of young guys. They're going to continue in the play-in on Friday against the loser of tonight's game, which is going the Hornets and the 76ers. So whoever wins tonight is actually in, and whoever wins tonight is actually in. Whoever loses, actually, they're going to go ahead and play the Hornets for the last spot in the tourney as well. Suns got in last night as well. I'm sorry, Trailblazers. I'm sorry, yeah, Suns got in last night.
What part of that makes sense?
Who win? No, it's the Suns, right? Management appreciate your cooperation. Yeah, the Blazers. I'm sorry, Blazers. I keep saying Sun on the screen here. I'm sorry, Blazers actually won last night. They're actually going to go on to the next round as well. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs here as well. So, because we got some good stuff here coming, let's talk about the Eastern Conference. 5 against 4. The Cavs and the Raptors are going ahead and getting that squared away as well. Raptors and Cavs. The Cavs really should be in control of this series as well. The Cavs, I think, during this year, they went ahead and they traded for James Harden in the offseason. During the middle of the season, they went ahead and traded away James Garland. Raptors, I think, they got about 50 wins. They got about 46 wins as well. I like the Cavs in this one. I kind of like the Cavs still. I think the Cavs are really good. So we got that. So I do like the Cavs in this series. Hawks and the Knicks are there. 53 wins for the Hawks, 53 wins for the Knicks, 46 and 36 for the Atlanta Hawks. Gotta have to. 56 and 53 wins. The Knicks should have never fired. I'm gonna say it one more time. They should have never fired Tom Thibodeau. That was craziness. You don't do that. You don't fire a guy to get you as far as they got. We'll say, to be fair, the record is better this year for Mike Brown. So that is. So they essentially did what they tried to do. What I think they tried to do is get a more well-rounded team as a whole. So I think that was definitely the idea, to get a team that's more well-rounded as well. Hawks, they're lucky to be here. I think they're better than play-in. I don't have a lot for the Hawks there. Definitely, too, I think this was a good draw for the Knicks. The Knicks have their issues, but I definitely think they can go ahead and beat Atlanta. This will probably be the series. Now, predicting this, right, because the 76ers haven't gotten in, but the 76ers and the Celtics, love talking about the Celtics. This was my dad's favorite team as well. Celtics and Sixers are winning tonight. So Magic could be it, or also Hornets in the play-in. So this is the other play-in spot as well. But Celtics for sure. Celtics, I think, very impressive this year. Definitely Jaylen Brown, really, certainly, I think under different circumstances would be in the running for the MVP. They got Jason Tatum back in time for the playoffs, which is fantastic. I do think this team might be peaking at the right time to go ahead. Celtics, I think, are the favorites to actually go ahead and get in. The number 1 seed, we don't know the 8 seed yet. The Pistons of Detroit. Pistons, the best record in the Eastern Conference, 60 in 2022. Very impressed with what they did without Kate Cunningham at the end. So that's impressive. So Pistons, I think, are for real. I think this is a team we're going to see in the next coming years. I don't think whoever this is going to have much of a chance against the Pistons, because they've been kind of peaking for this the last few years. Jade and I, this is a good team. The Pistons are really, really good as well. Series, obviously, Mark, a lot of people are looking forward to this. This might be the last time you get to see Kevin Durant and LeBron James pairing off in the playoffs as well. Durant, shout out to the Rockets. They're kind of underrated as a good team. 52 wins, lots of young guys. Everybody thinks because Durant is there that this team has all these great experience. No, you got Durant and you got a lot of young guys. So I think that's 53 wins is good, and I think they should win this series. You're probably, obviously, Lakers not going to have Luka Doncic, not going to have Austin Reeves. You are going to have LeBron James, but I don't think that's going to be enough. The Rockets have been really good all year. The Lakers spurted at the end, I think, too. I think they're kind of the real selfish this year. They had a good streak at the end, got to 53 wins, 1 seed ahead. So that gives them the home court. But I do like the Rockets over my Lakers in this series. Nuggets and the Rockets. Nuggets and the T-Wolves as well. T-Wolves slid down the stretch, trending down, if you want to put it that way, with the T-Wolves. They didn't really – they had some injuries, so they missed some time. So I think some of that was somewhat by design. But I do think the T-Wolves show up and play hard. I think this is going to be good defense for them in the series against a team. I think like Nikola Jokic is – it's amazing how nobody's talking about how great Nikola Jokic has been. Nikola Jokic has been a stud all season long. He's putting up a triple-double, Oscar Robertson-like stuff like as well, and nobody's talking about it. I understand the greatness of Wemby and SGA, but this guy is fantastic. I do like him in this series. I do think the Timberwolves I think this is as far as they're going to go with this group as well. We'll see what happens in the West. Whoever is the second, whoever gets to play in, they're going to be playing the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs are, I absolutely love the Spurs. Absolutely love what they've done. Wembanyama, I think, could be the next face of the NBA. I think that's absolutely possible. The young players, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, etc. Kellen John, fantastic. This team is really, really, really good as well. This is probably, I only think, the only team that can beat the next team with the Thunder, whoever gets the 8th seed, the number 1 seed. Thunder, I think what's wrong with the Thunder is you're just bored. 64-18, very impressive. Hardly lost any games early in the season. I'm missing it as well. Best defensive team in the league, I think, overall. Play great defense. SGA, I think, has been phenomenal for them this year. And Chet Holmgren, I think, is still developing. I think this team, I don't think there's any more. I can love to see the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals as well. I think that's going to be a super entertaining series. All right. So thank you. So NBA playoffs as well, playing this week. Playoffs start for serious, for real, not play, on Saturday. So definitely check that out. We're going to be covering the NBA playoffs. We're going to be talking about it all the way through, all the way up until the finals. We'll be happy to go ahead and talk about that. Now let's do baseball. We did NFL tiers. Let's do our very early MLB tiers. Let me tell y'all something. This was not easy to do because I don't think I've seen it. And I know we're still in April here, but these teams are grouped together ridiculous. I mean, there's nobody really falling behind early. There's nobody really ahead. They're all kind of in that same 5-game. So on top of the fact it's still really early. So we really don't know yet. If this was an NFL season, it'd be equivalent to 1 game and a half. Like the Orioles are 9-9, so 18 games. That's like, and when you think about it during the football season, you think about it in terms of a football season, 10 games is like 1, right? You got 160 games. So 10 games is like 1. So you're at like 2 games. So we're still early. And on top of the fact that it's still early, we have a lot of cluster. However, we have ranked them just so you could see that. Some of it also, too, is just gut here because they're so close together. Some of it obviously is ranking, so you gotta respect the standings and everything where guys are. But some of it is like, do you believe what you're seeing and here in the tiers? So that's what I did here. The MLB tiers. So let's go. Elite teams. These are teams at the top of the food chain right now. Blue Jays, I had to put them there because they were the representative of the American League. You got to put the Blue Jays there. I mean, I know what the record is. You got to put the Blue Jays. I can't. That's kind of crazy to say in April that the Blue Jays aren't elite when they won the American League last year. The Yankees are there because the Yankees are the Yankees as well. Yankees are, I think, Aaron Judge, I think, is probably best player in the American League. They may be getting Rodon and Cole back as well. So despite what their record is, I'm still thinking that they're really good. So let's go there right off the bat. Braves, I think, have had a good start. I think that's encouraging. The Braves have a lot of talent on their team. Matt Olson, Acuna, etc. They just got to keep him healthy. I think that's part of the regression. But a good start. I'm putting him here. Wouldn't shock me as well. Mariners. Let's see. Mariners are here as well. So Mariners, that's more a nod to a preseason prediction for them. So I definitely think the Mariners are here for that reason. I think the Mariners, are this could be their year where they really break through and get there as well. I really think the Mariners could be a team that really become an outstanding representative of the American League this year. This is not your father's Mariner team. Not your father's Mariner team. They are really, really good as well. So the Mariners are here. Again, it's early. It's a little early as well. So definitely got to go ahead and give a nod there. 1 second. All right. Good teams. These teams, good starts. Good starts as well. Skeens, I think, was shaky in his first start, but otherwise the Pirates have been good. The Pirates are better. I think they're definitely going in the right direction. So definitely in that division, I don't think it's unwinnable. It's not like the AL East or the NL West or anything like that. It's definitely winnable. So Pirates off to a decent enough start. I don't think they're terrible as well. So the D-backs. D-backs kind of same. There are some players there. Ken Marte was scratched today from the Orioles start as well. Corbin Carroll is there. They could be getting Burns back at some point this year. Off to a decent start. No problem with putting the Diamondbacks. Twins kind of the same. The Central Division, there's really not necessarily a dominant force in the Central. So a good start like this kind of can do that as well. Twins have surprised me here so far. I mean, I didn't think the Twins would be very good. They've surprised me. Buxton's been really good as well. So we'll see. Reds, same. I think Dela Cruz is worth the price of admission. Like, most exciting player in the game. I'll say that. I'll say that. I mean, I don't think there's any guy when you talk about I don't know about these ticket prices nowadays, but paying money to see a guy, Ellie De La Cruz, is top shelf. Reds off to a decent start here as well. Rangers as well. There's talent there's talent in as far as the Rangers go. There is. So the Rangers, I think, are really good. Possibly. Corey Seager's still there. There's some hitters there. They weren't as good last year. They had a lot of injuries. It's possible they can stay healthy and be better. And the Rays are doing Rays things here so far. So Kevin Cash, I think is a phenomenal manager. I think he's the best manager in the American League as well. He seems to find a way to get it done. Period. End of story. So again, still early, but so far, Rays there here early. Possible playoff teams. Possible. Possible playoff team. Cardinals. Decent start, but I'm not sold. Maybe they get there. I don't know, but I'm just not there yet. But I could put them in this category. This is a very well-run organization, historically. Well-run organization, historically. So I kind of do get the Cardinals some credit as well, but a decent enough start. But again, these teams are really grouped up tight here as well. Phillies. I like the Phillies at the beginning of the year. They've had some injuries. I could put them in decent right now. They are what they are. They are getting older. That does concern me. That's probably the biggest thing. Harper, Lamuto, Schwarber, Ray Turner, a lot of these guys, Wheeler, 30 plus. That's a concern for me as well. Guardians, this is about where they should be. I don't know if the Guardians are good or bad. I mean, they definitely have some good players. I mean, they definitely have Jose Ramirez still. That's good. I think Cade Smith might be the best closer, one of them in all of baseball. Yeah, we'll see if they're any good or not going forward. Yeah, this is about right. This is about right. Baltimore Ravens. Orioles, with all the injuries, they've been halfway decent. I mean, I think, like, considering, I mean, you've lost Westberg, Holiday, Mountcastle, Rutschman, Tyler O'Neill, etc. You've lost all these guys, and you're still like around 500. So who knows? It's still early. You're still exactly at 500, even though they lost the last 2 out of 3. Jeremiah Jackson's really developing right before us. So it interesting to see. I think the Orioles have, if anything, decent enough depth. We've seen it already. They have guys that are, if there are injuries, they can kind of withstand them. Already you're seeing that. That's a big difference I'm seeing that I didn't see last year as well. Brewers, yeah, I like the Brewers. I think, like, Brewers and Cubs, they're about right here to start as well. I think they're about the same. Brewers, I think, are going to have some good offense. They got Yelich, Chirino, etc. They're going to score some. Their pitching always seems to be decent. They kind of remind me of the Rays in that sense. Their pitching always seems to be different, no matter, even though they were crazy enough to trade Peralta, decent enough start. Kind of the same with the Cubs. I have a little bias against these two teams. I didn't like the offseason stuff. So, again, kind of in the decent category. 1 second here.
Oh, thank God, just asleep. I said the same thing. Yeah. What's going on over here? Oh, it looks like Jefferson went to the bougie store and got Melissa some clothes. Oh, I did. These shoes are important.
All right. Maybe category as well. So who's these teams? These teams might be good. Now, there's some decent names back here, I mean, in terms of that. So we don't know, but they haven't started great. So, but they're still going to get some respect. Mets, Astros, Royals, Red Sox, Tigers, A's. Mets have a lot of talent, but the Lindor injury, they lost Pete Alonso. I'm not smelling it in New York. I'm just not. I'm just not smelling it in New York. They should be better, but not a great start here. Astros, got a lot of respect for them for the heart of the champion. I kind of compared them to the old Houston Rockets. Rudy T used to talk about heart of the champion with them, but I kind of feel like the sands are a little too far over the hourglass with the Astros, but we'll see. Some good players still there, Altuve, etc. But we'll see. Royals, obviously, best shortstop in MLB, Bobby Witt. Good runaway in that division. Not a great start. Red Sox, not a great start. They look behind the rest of the teams in the AL East here at the start. I don't know how good their offense is going to be. I think that's a real question outside of Roman Anthony Durant. I'm still not quite sold. They have pitching, but not that quite sold. Tigers, we know they got Scooble. I don't know where to put the Tigers. Tigers, again, not too down on them, but need to pick it up here. That's right. A's, I think, they have a decent enough offense. I mean, believe it or not, I think, you got Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker and all. I mean, so their situation is just terrible. Having them in Sacramento, and there's not a lot of pitching there. They traded away Mason Miller. So, again, maybe as well. And again, not good. Not a lot to bake here. I think the team that'll come out of here will be the Giants. I think the Giants actually, again, kind of like the Mets. I wish I was smelling it more because they're the personnel, Devers and Adams and Chapman and yeah, I look at them when I watch them, I was just like, don't look like a really. I feel like I should be watching a better team. They haven't been good at all here at the start. Even Logan Webb has struggled here early. So, they put 6 back here and putting him back here. The other teams, basically, these are reputation. Marlins, Angels, White Sox, Rockies, Nationals. Marlins might be better. I don't know. Stowers is out already. Angels aren't any good. I mean, I don't see it. I don't smell it at all with the Angels. White Sox are a little bit better. They couldn't get worse. 6-11 even is an improvement for them. Rockies are not good. Nationals are not good. They're not going to win. So that's going to stay like that most of the season. Four of this list, I don't think they're moving out of here as well. There you go. All right, so those are your tiers. I did the best I could because it's early, and we're talking about the MLB tiers as well. Orioles, we still don't know. So Orioles, I think, are good team. I am impressed with the depth. Some of the things I'll say, we're going to do Orioles Weekly Report, and we're going to go over some of the injuries, but I think there's room to grow there, obviously, but I think there's some encouragement we should have with them. Oh, yeah. We had a little Oriole magic in one of these games on the game Monday. That was fantastic stuff. Jeremiah Jackson and Pete Alonso at the end. Very impressed. Full disclosure, I turned the game off. I thought it was over, and then I come back and I said, wait, what's this, all these home runs? So, fantastic stuff as well. So, Maverick Hanley, there you go. You guys' fan favorite was called up from Chesapeake. So, not even AAA, AA on a 10-day DL. And Adley Rushton was placed on a 10-day DL. Chance McDermott was designated for assignment. I'm surprised you talk about the third thing first. McDermott, I think, not that long ago, was considered a really top prospect in the Orioles organization, and it just hasn't happened for him. A lot of injuries, etc. So it's unfortunate to see that. I don't know if he's going to continue or not, but there's no for assignment. We'll see about that. He's about 26, 27 now too. So I think that's unfortunate for him. Maverick Hanley, I think a lot of y'all like Maverick Hanley because he's a really tough kid. Definitely there's a lot to like there about his defense. Can he hit? That's the only thing with him. Adley, we're getting more of these with Adley. Adley was off to a decent start as well. So, I mean, that's good. So, Adley, I think, did well. Was off to a decent start. But, unfortunately, Adley is going on 10 deal. Good opportunity for Samuel Basayo. I'll definitely say that. So, that Samuel is going to get, and Craig Abernathy has said it, he is going to get the starts at catcher most nights. So, good for him. Jonathan Rodriguez, recalled from Norfolk as Tyler O'Neill, went on the 7-day DL. He's another one guy. I don't think he's going to be gone that long. You put him on the 7-day, so that's not very long. But O'Neill seems to be, for a guy who looks like Spartacus, in such great shape, looks like a pro wrestler. Like he keeps showing up on the DL. Jonathan Rodriguez from Norfolk. Not that familiar with him, honestly. I think though, but you keep guys like him there, like these 4A players, like AAA's for, like guys ready to go, guys already been in the major league on some rosters on Norfolk. That's what that is for. Tough break for Kay Povich getting sent down. Kay Povich was terrific in his last start as well, but you had to make room for Dean Kramer, who was called up from Norfolk. Dean Kramer now I don't think is going to go back down to Norfolk anymore. Certainly with the injury of Zach Eflin as well. Dean Kramer is going to be your starter as well. Also, Ryan Mountcastle moved to the 60-day DL with a broken foot. So, tough break for Mountie. He's another one. Somebody said they should have traded him. I saw in the comment section. Yeah, it's too late for that now. Hopefully, Mountie can come back. Hopefully, he can come back around the All-Star break. So, 60 days if he can't get up, broken foot. You're going to have to wait a while for Mountie as well. Yanaher Ramos transferred from the 15 to 60-day DL. So, be a while on him as well. So, this is kind of what you do as guys get added to the DL. You have to move the other ones to a longer DL. You can only keep so many guys on 7 days, 10 days, etc. You have to move them and designate them somewhere else, if that as well. I think they're going to be out a while anyway. So as well, acquired Christian Estrand, Escachion, I think I messed that up, Strand, in exchange for cash and option in the Norfolk. Select account of Weston Wilson from Norfolk. So Weston was actually wearing the mic like during the Oriole game the other night as well. definitely with all the injuries, again, kind of like a similar guy to Rodriguez. Here's a guy who can help you in the short term, not a guy that you plan around for your long-term plans, etc., and all that. Here's a guy who can help you right now, who can help you in the infield, outfield right now as well, playing the game today. Sam Huff, I don't have much on this guy, honestly. Some thought it might be my guy Creed Williams getting the spot, but Sam Huff, again, similar. Creed Williams is a bigger prospect. Maybe you want to save their service time. Here's a guy who's been in the majors already, even though he was in Norfolk. So definitely without Adley Rush there. Samuel caught a lot of games in a row there. So that was impressive. Nick Roche, who they just required in trade, sent him to actually Norfolk. And Jalen Sandridge, Javian Sandridge, actually got designated for assignment from Norfolk as well. Jackson Holiday. I got to ask a question about Jackson Holiday as well. A lot of people were excited. He was in the dugout. Jackson Holiday's not really. Jackson Holiday did not play well in Norfolk. His handbit is kind of a weird thing. Francisco Lindor is kind of having a problem with it as well. So definitely they're just going to give him a break. It's a very weird bone. I think you probably have at least another 2 weeks for Jackson Holiday as well. The 22-year-old won't be returning yet. His rehab duty is fully completed. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. This is probably kind of what I thought. April, May, you're not going to see Jackson. You're probably going to hit like May 1, something like that for Jackson as well. No reason to rush. Jackson, make sure he gets fully healthy as well. Outstanding comeback, 98 grand slam home run, Jeremiah Jackson on Monday. Also to grand game winner home run for Pete Alonso. Second thing first. Good to see Pete Alonso get going. He was in a big slump, starting to pick it up with the power bat. This guy's going to hit home runs. So we're not worried about that. I don't know how good his average is going to be. I don't care. He's going to drive in 100 ones and hit 30 home runs. That's what he's going to do. What his average is going to be, I have no idea. But this was an outstanding game. Orioles with showed resolve. Little Oriole magic in this one. Good to see the good comeback as well. Great resolve. I think I'm sorry. 9-7. I apologize for that. So 9-7 was the score as well. But outstanding stuff as well. Also, too, this week, Craig Albanese got hit with a fastball got hit with a ball in the face while it broke his jaw and broke his eye audible in several places. So he was actually told not to manage. He is actually staying on the good for him. Tough guy there as well. So first managing job, he's not going to miss the first month. He's still getting it squared away. So best wishes to the skipper, Avanes, who's played well. Yadier Cano, kind of forgot about him, not really using the high leverage situations as well. Also, Rico Garcia has been the best reliever, I think, yearly so far. Gunnar, not as quite as good as the week before, but I thought Gunner's been good. This looks like Gunnar Henderson. This is so relieved to see Gunnar Henderson look the way he has. This looks like the guy we want. Dylan Beaver's not as good. Not too worried about Dylan, but the hits weren't there as well. Good opportunity also for Dylan because Tyler O'Neill's going to be on the shelf, so we're going to see him a lot. Blaze Alexander, good defensively, hasn't really hit. Kobe Mayo still kind of struggling. That's a real thing there as well. Guardians next week, going ahead game tomorrow against the Guardians and the Kansas City Royals. So they'll go ahead and play the AL Central. Good litmus for both teams. To see how good is how good are the Guardians here. Good litmus early for them as well. And there's no question, JJ, one of the Jackson brothers, Jeremiah Jackson. His swing is beautiful. Beautiful. I love the way he swings. So definitely to an outstanding player, Jeremiah Jackson for the Orioles. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next Wednesday for the Ravens Sports Podcast. Have a great day.